It's about to get real uncomfortable up there in Philly. James Harden's trade request has been denied by the 76ers. The Sixers have officially ended any trade talks with James Harden involved, and they expect James Harden to report to training camp and try to run it back with the squad. But James Harden is reportedly not interested even a little bit in coming back to Philly, and he's not coming to training camp. They did try to trade him, but apparently they didn't receive any offers that they liked. James Harden is a one-of-a-kind player, and he led the league in assists last year, so that's going to be hard to replace. And as bad as he wants to get out of there, the Sixers couldn't find a deal that they liked, so they said, forget that. We need you to come back and report for training camp because we could win a championship with this unit right here. When James Harden requested that trade at the beginning of the summer, he meant it. And we all know what could happen when James Harden wants out. It could get real ugly real fast. James Harden is just not going. But I feel where Philly's coming from. You're not going to be able to replace a talent like James Harden overnight. But what are you going to do when James Harden shows up fat and out of shape again and just refuses to play hard for you like he did in Houston? Do you even really want a guy like that on your team? We've seen teams deny trade requests from guys before. There was a time when Kobe wanted out of the Lakers, but the Lakers did what they had to do to make Kobe happy. They got Shaq up out of there and let Kobe have his team. We saw Kevin Durant request a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and then they did what they could to keep him happy, and it worked out for a little bit, but it did end up in him being ultimately traded. And that's where I see this relationship heading. I think a trade is inevitable here, although I do think it would be good to see this team run it back. Some may not agree, but the Sixers were really a healthy Joel Embiid away from an Eastern Conference Finals. And James Harden also didn't have a great playoff, so some of the lack of success there is definitely on him too. But there is some drama brewing in Philly right now, and they're having a good old-fashioned standoff. James Harden on one side and the 76ers on the other. I don't know who's going to cave first, but historically, James Harden has not caved. When James says that he wants out of somewhere, he gets out, one way or another. But let's see what Daryl Morey can put together. If they can make him happy and get him to stay, I think Philly has just as good a chance as any team to come out on top of the East this season. They got the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey is a star, still on the rise. And then you got James Harden, who led the league in assists last year and still can pretty much score at will. There were definitely flashes of that Houston James Harden coming back at the end of last season. What do you think though? Can Philly make it work? Or is James Harden bringing the fat suit back out? Let me know in the comments. And make sure that you like and subscribe for more daily sports news.